be goofy.
Oh, big stretches?
Yes, big stretches.
We're doing big stretches, guys.
Hi, everyone.
If you come in,
we're stretching.
Just get your stretch on.
We're, of course, 3 minutes late to our own live, but it seems like everyone else is too. No one's here yet. We'll give it a few minutes. This is like the most unprepared live you can ever imagine. We're live right there, right?
But it works.
It works. So the original plan of this live, I think a month ago I said to Nikki, I want to go to the beach and do a full moon ritual service on the beach, but we need to find somewhere where I can light a fire.
Yeah, we really had intention to make this a well thought out big thing, but
super well thought out thing, but Mars retrograde had a different plan.
It's off.
It's off. So we ended up I couldn't find a place to burn a fire on the beach in New Jersey. So shout out if anyone knows somewhere, hit us up to let me know, because I still want to make that ritual happen.
Or even lakes or like cool places, like outdoor things that are social distance friendly and just able to have fires that like burn after dark, but not like we're not going to be camping there. So if you know anywhere,
that's good camping.
Yeah,
that's next year we're going camping.
Yes.
So anyway, so we're a little underprepared right now because I realized last week we couldn't go to the beach to do this, and then of course today I was like, we're doing this, and then after I put it out there we're doing it, I was like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't feel like doing this. It's Mars retrograde. But
I also felt that way.
But we have to do it, right? We have to show up for ourselves, we have to show up for our soul, we have to show up for our work, and this is a very quick ritual that we can do. And we're going to discuss a little bit what is going on with this full moon in Aries.
What is going on?
Oh shit, girl, a ton is going on.
It's so much. Like the full moon's just like the icing on the cake, really, because of all the other stuff. Like you need to break them down. Like if you've been feeling just like slow or just like I need to work, just emotional, can't really get anything done, it's mostly because of the Mars square Saturn. Mars retrograde square Saturn, right? No?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so right now we have the full moon in Aries, okay, and that is in Mars's sign. So the full moon is when the moon is opposite the sun. So the sun is our soul, it's our purpose, it's our masculine energy, it's our journey in life. Opposite our emotions, our feminine energy, like our things are coming out, our environment. So it's like, oh my God, it is illuminating things in our life to bring awareness, to see if we need to change, right? And this right now is extremely, I know everyone I've talked to, my clients, my friends, myself, it's been a really, really tough week, okay? Since Mars squared Saturn this week. I mean, it's a tough week every week in 2020, but this week I know a lot of people felt a lot of tension, right? Mars went retrograde and a couple weeks ago, and it slowed everything down. Mars is the planet of aggression and war, and we go, and then all of a sudden it retrogrades, and all of that energy, all of that angst turns inward and slows everything down. This is a good time to reevaluate your life, especially with this full moon. Reevaluate your job, reevaluate different trainings, reevaluate the way you work out, and find a new game plan, right? Whatever's coming up, what's not working, find a new game plan. And then when that started this week, okay, it's retrograding, and it hits Saturn, squaring Saturn again, the planet of boundaries, restrictions, limitations. And these two planets are literally going at war this week.
Just completely opposite of each other.
And inward, it's coming inward, right? All this stuff, what do I want in life, what I don't want, why is this, what's this? And then we can't even escape normally because everyone's going through it right now.
Exactly, you can't escape because we're super confined and restricted in like what we're able to do. Like you can't go to like a big music festival and like just let it go. Like you're kind of like confined on like the way you're gonna like typically deal with things, just because of how it is. So I think that a lot of the energy that will be taken away from this whole experience, and also like moving forward in the full moon, is just like perseverance, resilience. What are things that we can be working with? What are herbs, if you like to use herbs to work with? If you work with crystals, you can work with both. Really finding whatever feels right to you that gives you courage and perseverance and resilience.
Power.
This whole year but also keeping along with the energy that we're experiencing now. This whole year has been about adapting and being able to, okay, something happens, like
Accept.
but like the plan B, just rolling with it. And I feel like we're gonna feel even more of this energy right now, with the Mars retrograde, square Saturn, the full moon we have right now, which is today, full moon in Aries, even more potent than normal because there's 2 full moons in the month of October. So it's really, like Colleen was saying, the illumination of what needs to go, like what's not working anymore.
And almost like forced change, right? Like when you get clarity, when you get awareness of something, it starts with like this little chirp, you know, and you're just like, shut up, like shut the F up. And then it goes and goes, and during the full moon, all of a sudden you can't turn it off. Whatever that blaring change is in your life, you can't turn it off.
It's wide open. And it's even, so that's typically the energy surrounding a full moon anyway, but because of, we have the full moon the first of the month and the last of the month, the 31st on October. I mean, on October.
And maybe we could find a place that,
so it's magnified.
Have a fire.
So whatever, and we're going to go into this even more, like whatever you're releasing, you're really expelling. Like, we're not just simply doing a little release. Like this energy, this double full moon, super moon on the end is really just like about expelling. Like, so whatever you want to release, whatever's not working, whatever's been brought to light, whatever is slowing you down, whatever's keeping you from being the best version of you, like that's gotta go. And like the energy is supporting in you releasing this stuff right now. So stuff to think about.
And what is holding you back too from finding that courage, that power in you? Do you know what I mean? What is it? Like scared, it's fear. Everything boils down to fear. So I know for me, what seems like, again, for the full moon, I really focus on letting go, right? What is holding me back from my manifestations? And it always boils down to fear, usually in some way. Even now, as I build this entrepreneurship, this whole thing that I'm doing right now, it always comes up, the fear, right? The limiting thinking, we are taught so differently, but we are born with powers to have whatever we want in life. You know what I mean? To build whatever you want, no matter what you came from. And we slowly forget that. You know what I mean? And fear plays a lot of ways into why we don't go after what we want. And with Mars, right? Action and the moon being in that, what do you need to go after what you want, right? First of all, but we want to go after what we want, but first we want to work on letting go. What's holding you back?
Blocking and restricting the Saturn, blocking and restricting your will, which is Mars. Like your will to move forward, your will to reinvent yourself, your will to do will to do any of those things. Like what's restricting you, and releasing that in this full moon cycle. And maybe we can do another video at some point about like specifically like the cycles of the moon to help you manifest and release even better, like what
lots
you're really
more
calling it. Yeah, we're definitely doing this.
Lots more coming of these and lots more planned. Exactly.
I swear we're going to be playing this.
Mars,
it is. It's planned. We've been talking about this. We just didn't have a whole production.
And
right?
Mars retrograde does not want you to work. It is
it wants you to slow and stay in bed and cry and like do work at the same time.
And do work at the same time. And we started season 2 of the podcast during retrograde, and every day, like I'm just like when we go do the podcast, like, oh, I have to get out of bed. I can't do this. But you force yourself, and again, but at the same time, use the slow down to find what you want.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
what are you letting go of?
Girl, that's a secret. No, I'm just I'm fine. I didn't honestly think about it. So now that you say that, I do hate very Cancer rising. I don't.
But I'm making her just get used to it.
She's making me come out of my shell, and I love her and appreciate her for that because I do, because I'm an entertainer and this like in this role and also outside of this role, and she's been a godsend. But since she did ask me, and I want to bring that, so we came on here also to rap with you about like what's going on, but like to also like
Nikki can't actually rap.
Let her in all a little today. But we also wanted to bring community into this and bring ritual into this. And if some of you have done ritual before, then you'll know a little bit about what you're doing. But what we're doing is super basic. Anybody can do this, no matter what resources or education you have. So let's start getting into that space. Let's start doing that space. And luckily,
and if you're just watching, you can watch and like have ideas for the next full moon or like other ritual ideas, or you can join with us right now. And if you want to join with us in your space.
So if you have, at the very least, even if you're not going to participate in anything else, at the very least, if you have a pen and paper, now would be the time to bring that out. We're going to give you a couple minutes, and we're going to do this together, and we're just going to hold the space for each other and share the space for each other, for everybody to just be release and let go a whole bunch of shit.
So go get a piece of paper. Trust me, because I know all of you have some shit that you want to let go of, and write it down. Again, you can just watch us, but go get some paper.
If you're prepared.
I should let go of my vice of still loving soda.
Well.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, like, if you have any cleansing tools around you, whether that's Sage,
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo. Whatever you got. Or just lighting a candle for someone you know to find their way that's on the other side. We have some sweet, the Hair Healer exclusive full moon release oils,
which, as you guys know, will be available starting next week. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, we're doing the drop next week.
Do you know what I love to do with that at the end? Really write that on the paper before you burn it, before you bury it, whatever. Put some of that on there just to add that little extra let go juice.
That extra kick. So we'll talk more about the product line, but just like a little snippet of this and like why we chose to partner with Raven's Hearth to do these types of things is because, like, for how we work in ritual and how we practice magic, we like to engage all of the senses. So this is the full moon release oil roller. So when I, intentionally, like, I'm setting an intention, whether it's like I release just
all things that no longer serve
whatever,
me.
And I'm rubbing that on me, I'm smelling the scent, I'm engaging all of it, I see it.
Ooh, it smells so good.
I see it, I smell it, I'm speaking it into existence. Here, you want to set the mood? Yeah. So you're bringing intention into the roller. You can draw a symbol, you can draw a word anywhere on your body. If you have to be like discreet about your magic, oil rollers are an awesome alternative. So yeah, so just kind of settling in.
Love that.
Here you go.
It's a nice fresh scent. It's very floral. Okay, I should know what's in it. I do.
I mean, we have a lot of products, so it's okay that you don't know every single one.
So does everyone have their paper?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say the same thing.
You say that.
I said you say.
You say.
No, I was just gonna take a minute. We already kind of saged over here. We could do some more.
Yeah, let's do some more.
Let's do a collective sage.
Let's do a collective for everyone, okay? Everyone that's watching, everyone that's not watching. Clearly the collective in general needs a little saging, the whole world. So we'll set that intention, right? We'll set that intention to release all things that no longer serve you. What no longer serves you anymore, right? What have you grown beyond? What do you feel? It doesn't necessarily mean negative, right? Could be just good things that you've grown beyond too. That's an important part of life. And we're just going to really set that intention and just focus on letting go. Sometimes if you have trouble like really focusing, set like a quick mantra, right, in your head and just release. Like, I release all things. I release all things. I release all things. Something just like that to really get you into the mood. Because no matter what, I mean, I have ADHD. I do a million things. And especially when I don't want to get into the mood, mantras are the best way to do that.
Mantras are super helpful. So as we're clearing this space,
and we have the Sacred Space Cleansing Spray.
Yeah, it's
Hair Healer 1111 collection.
Smoke alternative.
Smoke alternative. So if you don't like any smoke, we have that for you here.
So as you're cleansing, for everybody at home, or if you're cleansing just with us, as you're cleansing, you just want to breathe in the smoke. And just kind of come into your body and ground. Really come into your space where you're at. What do you feel? What's below you? Taking deep cleansing breaths. Not being distracted by any of the background noise you may hear. Any noises in your house. Any frequencies. They are part of the experience. And if your mind goes on a tangent, you can always come back to your breath and refocus. If you feel you're tensed up anywhere, you can always just breathe into it.
Do a good stretch with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is important too to do before you really get into the mindset of what you want to let go of, right? Because before we did this, before she even started that cleansing, my mind was like this, and now I'm like ready to center myself, ready to download, ready to see what I need to let go of, what comes, and setting that intention right before you make that breath. Please come to me, what do I need to let go of, right? Please show me and set that attention as you take those breaths of breathing.
Yeah, let the breath be your prayer, and be in prayer when you're bringing your awareness and bringing intention and mindfulness into what you want to release. So when you're in that space, we're going to ask you, hopefully you're in a relaxed space.
You're in a relaxed space.
What do you need to release?
What do you need to release? Ask yourself.
First thing that comes to your mind, even if it sounds silly, if it doesn't sound quote unquote right, what do you need to release? What was the first thing that you felt? And that's usually your higher self. The immediate guttural reaction of what you need to release. That's what you need to release. So let's take a minute and let's figure out what we need to release, and we'll ask ourselves the question.
I know, and I'm just thinking I need a pen so we can write
You
it
need a
down,
pen?
because that's important. There's something to, again, like our words are also spells and weapons. There's something with creating intention, manifesting with writing it down, taking that pen to paper. It adds that extra step, right? That extra step in belief. And that's something I always do too when I manifest something in my life. Again, we'll focus on new moon and other moon cycles, but I write it down over and over and over again. And sometimes you can do that with releasing. If there's something that is killing your spirit, that is, no matter what you do, you can't cut this tie, try writing it over and over again. I release this. I release this. 50 times a day for a week straight.
Once again, making it like almost a mantra.
Yeah.
I release this. I release this. What was I just about to say about releasing?
What are you going
Oh, well, just I actually don't remember what I was just about to say.
That means you weren't meant to say it.
There you go.
That's important.
Yeah, so just take a minute if you have
Get
a
some
pen.
paper.
Yeah, if you have a pen and paper. There's I was gonna say there's something cathartic. There's something therapeutic about sitting down and writing down. That's why like journaling is very helpful for a lot of people, and even like people who type a lot. It's just different to write it down. So that's why we like to write it down. So our last full moon circle that we held
2 months ago?
2 months ago. Yeah, this has since then been updated, but these were the little pouches that we made with our intentions to release 2 months ago. We had some girls over and we did a little moon party, little moon circle. But yeah, in here, there's paper written down with what we want to release. And at the next full moon, if you write something down, you burn it at the next full moon, and hopefully you will have ended that cycle and completed that cycle. Or you can burn it tonight. It's really your preference and what feels right to you. For me, I like to carry it around with. It depends what I'm actually doing. Tonight I'll burn it, but I like to carry around if I need like a little bit extra more work and like just seeing it to completion. I'll make a spell pouch.
And if you don't like burning, right? Some people don't like fire. You can bury it somewhere.
You can bury it.
Put it in a river.
If you can put it in the river, you can honestly like the elements is also using the toilet, so you can just rip it up and flush it down the toilet. All magic is intention. You can do none of this and do it inside of your head, and it's just as powerful as us making pouches and doing these like visual rituals. It doesn't matter. Magic is about intention. So if you're giving it back to the element of water by flushing it down the toilet, that's literally just as effective. So
I kept this on my altar for the last 2 months, and I looked at it. I actually am like, can I look at it? I don't even remember what I wrote down, right?
I don't think it's inappropriate to look at it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think
It's
you just,
fine.
it's yours.
To look, I know it's mine, and I just kind of focused on it. I knew it's something to do with power, right? Invoking power, and so I kept focusing. And when I looked at it, it is what it is. When I saw it, it sent this like power wave into my head, right? I see it in my mind, thought power, and then that reminds me, oh, I have that power inside myself, right?
But that's what I'm saying.
We all do.
Engaging all the senses, that makes ritual work, any kind of ritual work. It doesn't matter if it's magic, if I'm doing energy healing on someone else, I like to engage all the senses. It's that much more powerful to me, and everything's intentional. We have the paper, we have the smell, we have all 4 elements in here. We have all of it. Is that the mailman?
Oh yeah. Jesus.
Yo, what time is it?
The mailman, shout out the post office because of whatever's going on and whatever's happening.
Aww.
The post office, the guy he just dropped off at 8:30. Sorry, it scared the shit out of me. I was like, who's coming in?
I was not prepared
Sorry.
to fight Kung Fu on Facebook Live.
I was ready.
And Instagram Live. Yeah, I
was ready.
Would have been ready. About to release this anger all over.
Well, it's funny, as you were talking, I'm like, what came up for me? What's been coming up with Mars? What's been coming up with aggression? What's been coming up what I need to release? And what kept coming up for me is that if you followed my stories a little bit, like some things that came out, right? Mars will bring out hidden enemies. There was like, whatever, people talk shit. There's like stupid shit talking that obviously I always find out about. And I don't react much like I used to. And you can't, like, you just have to get used to it. Put yourself out there and people are, no matter what you do, everyone's going to talk shit. And so it became this like, but it seemed to be happening, whether because I was focusing on it or what, it just kept happening. So again, it's a lot about no matter what, you have to move past that. You're going to have to. So I just wrote that down. That's instantly one thing I have to let go. Like as I move up in this career, as I keep going up, no matter what you do in life, do you know what I mean? You align. Sometimes whatever it is, people just aren't that on that alignment with you, and it just brings out whatever, but you can't even focus on that because when you do, it brings more. So releasing hidden enemies, releasing that I care, right? Because in a way, I like to say I don't care, but there's like a 5%.
Everybody cares.
You know, so that might come out. And again, fear of moving forward and fear of not working out, not being good enough, this, like everything I'm trying to build, this turning around and being this thing. But if it did, there is no failure though, because it leads to everywhere you need to go.
Every door closed opens like 17 more. It's crazy.
17 more. It's always a learning lesson. It's never failure.
Don't even box yourself into thinking like that you know everything that could possibly happen. Like the way that I swore like would have been the best case scenario for my life to be, it's turned out so much greater. So don't even put those kind of like limiting beliefs that like, you create whatever you want.
Thank God that we're burning this because I cannot spell.
Oh, it's okay. It's about intention.
It's about intention, see?
It doesn't need to look good for anybody.
I'm a horrible speller, so let go of that, my fear of not spelling.
There you go. All you need to do is, it's whatever you want to put into it.
Are you ready to burn it? What's next?
Yeah. So, well, tonight, we can share, I guess, if you want. Do you want to share?
Oh, you know what's something else I like to bring up sometimes? If you don't know what's holding you back, if you're not sure, and it can be scary, right? During this time, you can ask for it to be revealed to you, right? If you are in some sort of stuck place and you don't know how to shift out, how to change, how to do anything, you can say during this time, can you please show me what I need to be released? Now remember, when you ask for that, you don't always like the answer, but trust that the answer is 100% going to be on your side. You know, you just got to deal with a little bit of some shit.
So tonight, whatever you feel called to do, if you want to put what you're releasing on your altar or under your favorite crystal or just somewhere, just keep it around in your wallet, anywhere. Tonight we are going to be burning our last cycle's releases.
Goodness.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what you're gonna see. You know, we're gonna show the visual of us actually burning and releasing all those things, and kind of thank them for serving us how they did. So next full moon we'll come back, and hopefully you'll have what you've written tonight, and we'll all burn ours together in community. We're also gonna think about getting people in a well planned out, thought out way, like everybody submitting, like maybe for like the new moon, like getting a community ritual going, like everybody's intentions, and doing those live, and kind of making it,
And we
like
would collect candles for you.
yeah, like we'd like we'll do it up. So we'll more on that later. But
And again, if
tonight,
you're listening, you know somewhere like the Jersey Shore where I can light a big fire, let me know.
that would be great. And then you guys could also come
Legally
Can you-
or a little bit not legally.
Can you go crack that door though?
Oh shit, yeah.
So this is some shit that we wanted to release from last year. Last year.
Maybe
From
last year? It's probably still some stuck emotions.
A little bit of everything. I brought my cauldron.
Cauldron, maybe, yeah. Oh, and you put those... Do you want me to hold the cauldron for you? And you put what did we put in there when we made those pouches?
Just a bunch. I know there's some. I know there's some.
I wouldn't write, like...
No, we have it well.
Full disclosure, do what you want this way.
No, I would
Don't burn the house down.
I would do it in a fireproof container, like either ceramic or a cauldron. If you have whatever you have, something safe that you can do it in. Going outside, using a smokeless alternative, like she said, ripping it up or
Burying it.
burying it.
That's actually what I like to do with a lot of my candles, my ritual candles. I just like to bury them. Like what's left. Like when it burns to the bottom, I take whatever's left.
Shocking that it looks like.
What do you think that means? Because there is sometimes when you burn paper, there's an intention. Like the universe is speaking to you, whether it burns slowly, what corners, there's like always a message.
No, I totally believe that there's messages. This is ritual, so everything means something.
What do you think that means?
Resistance.
Yeah.
Resistance, like this piece of paper just does not want to burn. So
What are you resisting letting go of?
I forget which one that was. I'll tell you what though, the last ritual I did hold, I said that I wanted to expel my attachment to the outcome, and my attachment to objects, and my attachment to everything. And that was my eye. And I'll tell you what, the next day I went home and redid my entire house. I've now been contemplating cutting off all my hair. Like, talk about the attachment.
So nervous. I think I'm too nervous to do it. Cut off her hair. So.
She doesn't want me to.
So I want to be there with the process.
Yeah. So just be careful what you're, these are intentional. It's not meant to be scary or anything, but just be careful what you ask for, because I got myself a spiritual ass whooping for asking to be, I don't want to be attached to anything. Okay.
And then it's like, here, let's practice letting go.
That's what I'm saying.
And then it's a series of like tests over and over again to practice letting go. How's that burning? Still slow?
No, it's burning. It's cooking up.
It's cooking up?
This is our magic cauldron.
Wait, where did I put mine? Oh, did you put mine in there?
I put both of ours.
Oh, nice. Both of ours are burning.
Yeah, this is a nice community burn.
And again, if you're just coming on, you could do this outside, whatever. Don't burn your house down.
Colleen has a...
What's the word? Allegedly. We're allegedly. Don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't burn your house down.
Don't do anything that's not safe.
When I told her on live, like, this won't matter, but sometimes if you listen to my podcast, I'm like, oh my God, I go back, why would I have ever said that? I can't believe, it doesn't even make sense. And I said, remember to tell me allegedly before I ever say anything live. Or just pay attention to what I should say allegedly to. That's 11, one of them.
This is our cauldron and our black cat.
One of them. And they have waking me up every night for 2 weeks. And then my kids sleep in bed with me, and then they wake them up, and then they want to play with them. And it's been really crazy. It's been worse than newborn. But I love them.
They're crazy. Worse than a newborn. So dramatic. No, I'm just playing. I know they are. So yeah,
how do we close out? Because we just did, right? Especially when we did the breath, when we did it with intention, is we opened up an energy portal, right, into us, right? We opened up our chakras, our energy. How do we close it now? So we had to open to let go. We're burning, right? I didn't put mine from this.
I didn't put my new one in because I'm gonna. If you feel compelled to do that, then do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Sorry, I just want to toss this around, make sure everything's.
Toss it, girl.
Everything's getting good, but it looks good. So yeah, for any time you want to do like a full moon release, it could be journaling, it could be whatever. It could be a bath, like whatever you guys want to do.
I love doing a full moon bath.
Oh, so good. It's so relaxing. Also, another great way to get like your senses involved and just being in like, okay, I feel myself in the hot water. I'm taking this bath. I'm going to release this. Or just like kind of like just like reflecting. However that feels right to you. This is just one way to do it. And we are really working on building a community, both online and in our local communities, and hopefully coming
Chester
to
County,
your communities. Yeah.
Delco,
whatever. Everybody.
Philly, whatever.
Everybody. And beyond. And
beyond.
We hope that, we don't hope, we know that our reach is going further everywhere. So this is how we like to hold ritual with you. This is our gift to you. Hopefully we couldn't really see, like I said, next time we'll be more prepared. If there's people interacting, it'll be more interactive and make this your ritual too. So this was kind of just to see how
Throwing
it felt.
It out and see how it felt.
How it feels.
And again, right now, this whole week, right, with what's going on with all the Mars, Saturn, and Mars in general, and the full moon, it's just been like, ew. That's the best way to describe it. It's just been like, this shift. But again, everything in life shifts, so that's important, right? Then we'll shift back to better, and where it's a polarity. All this 2020 nonsense will shift eventually too.
Yeah.
So when we close, a lot of times, I personally, I don't know about Nikki, like to close with a prayer. Pray to your ancestors. I do a lot of my father, my ancestors, the universe in general, whatever you like to pray to, right? Like closing that portal, thanking, giving gratitude. Especially at the end of everything, I like to do prayers of gratitude. And that's one of the most important things. And grateful that you're alive, that you're in this moment, that you're breathing, right? And grateful for this ritual, especially during ritual times, is a very good time to, for your ancestors. Give offerings and express gratitude and how thankful for them for guiding you, for taking you, for showing you, and for blessing you and for watching over you.
Yeah, they love you. They want to hear from you. So just giving like a quick shout out and just bringing them into your work too. You'll find that it's like spell work or ritual work or meditation is like so much more powerful when you invite your guides, your ancestors, whatever you want to call them, into it. But so why don't you?
Why did you close?
No,
yes, I wanted you to, bitch. I got there first,
she
bitch.
Said, no, I just said it.
No,
she said I like to close in prayer. How about you?
And then I was gonna say,
how
so
about
Nikki.
You do it?
I like to close in prayer. Nikki, she just is. I have a slight form of dyslexia. So I'll mess everyone up. But we're sending all of this prayer intention for everyone watching, everyone out there, the collective, the world, everything, okay? We're closing in ceremony. A lot to focus on your prayers of giving you strength to let go and the courage to do that. The serenity prayer.
To those that guide us, light our way as we go into the dark night, the dark winter, the darker times of the year, of the seasons. Be there to illuminate. Be a beacon of hope. for this moment, for this space, for everybody who shared space with us. We hope that you could feel our hearts, hear our voice, exchange this energy, and continue to build together. It can feel very lonely, or whatever word for drowning.
Thank you.
And I thank Colleen for everything.
I thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for going with my ADHD mess of trying to plan this a month ago, but waited till today. Thank you. I love you, and I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for everyone who's been following this journey, the podcast. If you're just watching this, if you go forward to the beginning, we talk about this full moon in Aries, and we go into a ritual. You can go back to look at this if you want to do a ritual for yourself. For any of the moon cycles, or just a ritual. You can do a ritual every day for a new beginning.
Yeah, and follow the Hair Healer podcast on Facebook. Follow at the Hair Healer 1111 on Instagram, because we'll be doing, and very soon, way more stuff where you can be actually involved, not just virtually. Also virtually, we'll be offering more stuff. We'll be vending at the Color Collective on
Next Saturday, the 10th in Philly.
The 10th in Philly. All that's at the Hair Healer podcast Facebook, and at the Hair Healer 1111 on Instagram. I'm at tri.cki
Tricky.
_ tricky, but you can find me. I'm always all over hers, and we have lots of exciting, amazing stuff. A product drop.
And listen, and we have two different
got
phones
a website
going.
drop.
So if you see us going back and forth, that's
Yeah,
why.
I don't even know if we're on Instagram, to be honest. I tried it.
All right, well, maybe we're not. Then it might be lucky over
Yeah,
here.
so Facebook, you heard it
And
first.
make sure, go listen to the podcast. I
You
promise
have
you're
to.
gonna love it. It's people's stories. I don't know what I'm going to ask until I'm in the moment and the energy with them, and it comes whatever comes. So check out the Hair Healer podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, YouTube, whatever. I promise you, will raise your vibe. You'll fucking love it.
Yeah.
Love you all. Thank you again for being here. Mwah.
See you guys.
Bye. So,